where's everybody else? The best people are here, right, Patrick?
Yes, sir.
Would you do me a favor, Sharon? Can you go in my office and get my water? I neglected to bring it out, and my mouth is already dry.
Do you need your phone?
Probably not. Leave the phone there, or else I'll be distracted. Okay. All right. So the only other thing is I'm not yet shared. All right, Jay, I hope you can hear me. We are now going
I
to
can
get
hear you.
and we are going to start a conversation today about sphere of influence marketing. Okay, there we go. So our goal over the next time we have together, 35, 40 minutes, is to talk about how to connect with your sphere of influence. And what we're going to talk about specifically is defining your sphere. Like, what the heck is your sphere? The key marketing objectives associated with it, setting up a plan, and then we can go if you guys have any questions, or if you want, and then we'll maybe role play a little bit. And that will take us through to the top of the clock. So the first thing that a lot of people get confused about is what their sphere of influence actually is. What are we even talking about here? So the way I like to define sphere of influence is people who know me. If I pass them in the street, they wouldn't avert their eyes, right? They wouldn't look away. They're going to smile. They're going to maybe shake my hand. If they're close, give me a hug. Oh, Stephen, I haven't seen you for so long. Or a fist bump or something. That's your sphere. Okay, now, who is this group? It certainly should be your family. If your family is looking away when you walk down the street, we have a problem. We have bigger problems. Family, friends, colleagues, classmates, service providers. People forget about the service providers. If you've seen your dentist more than 2 or 3 times, they're part of your sphere. They would recognize you on the street. You would recognize them, no matter how unpleasant your trips to the dentist are. Maybe you have a favorite yoga instructor.
Favorite
Postman, postal person, postal worker. Those are in your sphere. Exactly. Acquaintances. Perhaps you have stuff that is happening with your family, either children or parents, where you get to know their community. Parents, other parents of children, or other friends of your siblings, or friends of your parents, or friends of your children. So all of these people are in your sphere. So when we go to count, if we were to bring up start putting in names and we started to count, we would quickly find out that we're not counting enough people, that we're missing a lot of people on the list. Most people are underestimating how many people they actually know. So, nowadays we talk about the people in our phone book, in our telephones, in our smartphones, but it's more than that. There are plenty of people we all know who aren't in our phones. We don't have their phone number, so they're not in our phones, but that doesn't mean they're not in our sphere of influence. So Keller Williams has prepared this handy dandy tool called a brain rattler that is a worksheet that is on the agent portal that you can load, and it basically asks you questions. Who is your dentist? Who is your children's dentist? Who is your doctor? Who are your close friends? Who are your spouse or partner's close friends? Who are your parents' close friends? Who sold you your car? Who is the service writer at the auto dealership? Who is your hairstylist? Who is your optometrist? Who do you go to for a massage? Now, obviously, you don't all have people who fit these, but when you go through this, this exercise, it reminds you of all the people you know who may or may not be on your phone, but would recognize you if they saw you? Who do you know from daycare? Who have you met at trade shows? Who are your previous neighbors? So if we were to actually take the time to fill this out, you would all be able to fill out things. So I encourage you to draw this from the agent portal and actually do the exercise. You might be surprised at people you remember that you didn't even know you knew. This is on the agent portal. So to get to the agent portal, you go down to toolkit. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show everybody. So the agent portal is the same regardless of what office you're in for the coaching section. So it's different on other pages, but the coaching section is the same. So at the left-hand side, you go to productivity coaching. And then when you click on productivity coaching, you go down and choose resources. And then you click on resources and you check toolkit. And then when you go to toolkit, right at the top, it'll say 36 touch plan. You click that and you want the one here that says, oh, sorry, wait. I'm sorry, that's not the right one. Where is it? It's way down at the bottom. Fourth from the bottom, sphere of influence, who do I know? It's fourth from the bottom, and that takes you to this very same file. Okay, so as we think about this, in addition to thinking about who you know, you should also look at who make decisions, who are decision makers in your world. And so we also, when we think about our database, we want to think about, we'll keep going. There's more to think about here, but that's the first step. Make sure you've identified everybody. Okay, so for those of you in the room, shout out the name, first soda brand name that comes to mind. Pepsi. Okay, one person said Pepsi, one person said Coke, which is perfect because nobody said Shasta. Nobody said RC Cola, right? These companies, they spend millions and millions of dollars for you to think of them first. They have basically brainwashed you. When you think of cola, you think of them. And they spend a fortune for you to do that. A fortune. Why can't you do the same thing for the people that know you without spending a fortune? Why can't you become the Coke or Pepsi of your own real estate brand? Such that your circle of 100, 200, 500 people, when they think of real estate, you come to their mind. And you could do this for a fraction of what Coke and Pepsi pay to do the same thing. You don't need to have millions and millions and millions of people identifying you. You just need to have your person. If you went to an average group of 10 people and asked them, do you know the name of a realtor? Almost all of them will know a realtor, especially in the Bay Area. And that first realtor that comes to their mind is probably the first one they're going to call. Probably. You want to be the first person in their mind. So, how do we do this? First thing we need to do, especially if we're a new licensee, is change the story. Patrick, what kind of work did you do before you came to real estate?
Program manager.
How long you do that work?
20+ years.
20+ years. Don't you think it's realistic to think that in those 20 years, people began to think of you based a little bit on the kind of work you did?
Yes.
Maybe they thought about you. Do you have a family?
Yes.
Maybe they thought about you as a father or a husband or a son. Sharon, you an artist. How long have you been doing art in the public space?
10 years.
Do you think there are a lot of people out there, when they hear your name, they think of the artist, not the realtor? So there is a need to be successful in this business. There is a need to change the dynamic of how people think about you to include that realtor thing so that you're the Coke or Pepsi in their head. How do we do it? We need to tell these folks regularly in a non-pushy way that we're a real estate agent. You can do this do it engaging way, informative way, without being pushy, maybe entertaining, but certainly in a way that over time you begin to turn the way they look at you. That's the idea here. When you think about these communications that you're going to have. Each opportunity you have to talk to another human being in your sphere, someone that knows you, is an opportunity to share a gift with them. That sounds weird, right? Because our first paradigm is I want to get the lead so I can sell someone a house. But what if we turn it on its back and said, I am going to be sharing gifts. And every time I talk to this person, I'm going to have a gift. That in and of itself, by doing these things, you will become the Coke or Pepsi of real estate for your sphere of influence. And we're going to talk about what those gifts might be. Okay. So you need to be systematic because studies have shown that you need to have three interactions a month across a wide variety of modalities. So if you need to do 36 a year, 3 times 12 months, that's 36 a year. You better have a system. Because if you don't have a system, you're going to forget, it's going to drop off pretty quickly. You have to be disciplined. It's like going to the gym, right? You got to be really focused and intentional about it and be disciplined to do it every month. You need to do it across a variety of communication methods or modalities. The more personalized it is to you, the better. And you want to use, I've got a template, I call it old school. I have a template that I've been using for years and years and years, but you can also use AI, which is the new way, new school. You don't need to have a template. You can use AI. So we're going to look at both of those things. But before we do that, I want to talk a little bit more about the types of people in your sphere. In your sphere, you want to segment how when you put it into your database, you want to segment a certain group of people in your sphere because they are going to be deserving of special attention. So when we talk about the average person in your sphere, some of them you know really well. Some of them you know well enough, and others they're really passing acquaintances. They would know you, but it's not like you have any kind of bond or anything. So for the folks that know you really well, especially the ones that care about you deeply, maybe you've had mentors or family members who are your biggest cheerleaders. Those folks should get a special status. People in your sphere who are your total number one fans, we would call those advocates. And those people get a higher level of interaction because we want them to cheer us on. We want them to be our megaphone. We saw that megaphone. You want everyone to think of you as the top realtor. Why don't you work with the people around you who know and care about you, who are invested in your success to help spread the word? Because they want you to succeed. This would include spouses. This would include, it would include spouses. It would include parents and grandparents. It would include your best friends. It would include your mentors, people who are invested in your success are going to be your best advertising vehicles. So you want to communicate with them more frequently than the regular sphere. All right. Any questions so far? No? Okay. So I'm going to first show you the old school way of doing this. So I started doing this back in a long time ago, 21 plus years ago when I started in real estate. I used an Excel. Now it's a Google sheet, but it used to be an Excel spreadsheet. So what I did is I said 3 times a month. Okay. I arbitrarily chose the 5th, the 15th, and the 25th. And I said, okay, what am I going to do in January? The first one in January. What am I going to do the second one in January? What am I going to do the third one in January? And then I color coded it. This template is on the portal. It's under 36 touch plan right at the top of that toolkit that I was just at. Let me show you guys. Here's the toolkit, 36 touch plan. Here is the template, the spreadsheet document. So the question is, if we need to do 36, you could chart it out using a tool like this. And what I did is I color coded it. Emails and texts I made orange. Direct mail pieces, excuse me, I made like a light blue. What color is that? Light blue? Turquoise? And then live telephone calls, video calls, or meetings, I put in green. Yes.
How important is it that we have different methods? Say like, what if I just email them or just text
The
them?
question is, how is important is it to have different methods? I would argue in this day and age, it's critical to do not just email, not just text, not just phone calls, not just DMs, which like text. Mix it up. Okay, the more you mix it up, the more likely you're to get to touch them, that they're going to get an awareness of your messaging at least once a month. Because sometimes emails fly in and out of our consciousness really quickly. Texts are a little harder to ignore, especially from people we know. If you send them something in the mail, they see your face on it, that's going to trigger a memory. So maybe they don't see your emails. Or maybe the direct mail that gets thrown away before it gets up to the room where they would see it, or whatever it is. So then they see your text. So a variety of methods. And for your advocates, those top people I was talking about before, take them to a coffee once every 3 months. Get together with them and make an appointment to at least come visit them at their house, whatever. That's super important to remind them how important you are, how important they are to you, rather. So in my plan, which is just a template, it is not your plan, I do a monthly market report, the first part of the month, as a text message with a link in it. Now, that is a gift, okay, because it's coming from me and it's got market information that they may not have been looking at themselves. It is information. Do I explicitly do anything more with that? Like, I might have a call to action. Call me today to find out market conditions in your neighborhood, right? Or call me today for a free evaluation of your house. So I might have a call to action, but that's it. It's not like I'm asking them anything particularly aggressive. In my second week, or the second of the 3 times, I'm doing a lot of direct mail. DM in this context stands for direct mail. So I've got a newsletter I mail out. I've got a postcard about wealth building and investment strategies. The newsletter is quarterly. I have a buy versus rent postcard in this example. I've got a tax strategy in September. And so these are just examples of postcards that you could do, or flyers that you could do that are be part of your plan. In the third time for the month, it's mostly emails, but there's some direct messaging. There's some direct mail pieces in here as well. I have a spring forward postcard in February here, and a fallback. I don't have a fallback postcard. Postcard now. Top 10 reasons why now is a good time to sell. Top 10 reasons why now is a good time to buy. Here's the fallback. And then the holiday gifter card, plus emails. Okay. So that way I've filled out the full year, and you can see in my plan that it's pretty diversified, and there's only 4 calls or in-person meetings a month. Your number might be much higher if you're old school, like to do a lot of telephoning, right? Or Zooming. So then you think to yourself, well, that's all fine and good, Stephen, but what am I supposed to send these people? I don't like any of your ideas. So then I've provided in the second tab here, content ideas, organized by the type of messaging. And so there's just all these ideas here of things that you could do direct mail pieces. And you don't need to design them. We have a marketing department. The marketing department will help you to develop any idea you come up with, including these examples here. All of your gifts that you're going to give to these clients, all of these ideas that you're going to share with them that they might not have been thinking about, all of it is got to have a call to action. And a call to action is the ask at the end. So at the end of a postcard, it says, call me today for my free market evaluation. But if it's a phone call, hey, by the way, do you know anyone I can help with real estate right now?
Mhm.
That would be in a phone call or in a video chat or something. But you should always have a call to action in these conversations, so that you can not leave that kind of hanging, right? So that is the old school way to do it. Any questions? Okay. So nowadays, as in like the last 6 months, we can now use AI tools. Now, as Keller Williams agents, you all get a pro account with Gemini, which is the Google version of ChatGPT. So the way to access this is you must be logged into your Google account associated with Keller Williams. So right now I'm not. I'm logged into my Google account associated with someone else. So I have to go into my KW Google account and watch what happens in Gemini. When I do that, it now says KW and it says Pro, which means I have the unlimited version. You should all do this because there's no limit on the questions. There's all kinds of things. All right. So now we're going to do a similar thing, and we're going to take it way further by using Gemini. So would somebody in the room like to give me a scenario for lead gen to the sphere that they want to explore? Who wants to play?
Say what?
So we're going to build a plan using social media for you to market to your sphere of influence. So what do we want to tell it? Tell the AI to build you a plan.
So I needed that,
Okay.
to hit 36 touches with my sphere of influence.
So I am a KW realtor. That's all you need to say.
Yeah,
And I want to reach my sphere of influence 36 times a year. What else?
on social media, or, yeah, you say you need it,
Could be social media.
okay. Uh,
Do you want to use using a variety of communication
yeah,
platforms,
including,
including
email,
emails,
phone call,
phone calls,
yeah.
and social media? I am a new agent, so I don't have any listings to promote. How about that?
Yes, and I don't have any budget for.
And
direct
I don't
mail,
have any money to do
direct mail
direct mail
or newsletter.
or a physical newsletter. Anything else? Patrick, do you have anything to add? The more you tell the the AI, the more helpful it's going to be. Anything else you'd want it to know?
What is it she currently saying right there?
Okay, the idea is to use AI to
Yeah,
build your plan.
I know, but what does she say right there?
I am a KW realtor and I want to reach my sphere of influence 36 times a year using a variety of communication platforms, including emails, phone calls, and social media. I am a new agent, so I don't have any listings to promote, and I don't have any money to do direct mail or a physical newsletter. Anything else? All right, let's see what happens. Press enter. Now it's going to compliment you because that's the way it keeps complimenting. Yeah, that is a fantastic goal. The KW36 touch system is all about consistency and value. Since you are a new agent with no current listings and a tight budget, the key is to lean heavily on free, high-value content and genuine personal connection. Here is a proposed no-cost 36 touch plan using a combination of calls, emails, and social media. This plan relies on quarterly calls, 4 touches, monthly email, 12 touches, bi-weekly social media engagement, 20 touches. 20 plus 12 is plus 4 is 36. The most important touches are the personal conversations. Set a goal to call your entire sphere of influence once per quarter. The check-in. So they've even given you the months to do it and what touch number of the 36 it is. Phone call. And you can export this to a worksheet. The check-in. This is a non-real estate call. This is a non-real estate call. Ask, how are you? How's the family? Is there anything I can do for you? Listen for life events. And then gently mention, I'm working hard building my real estate business and just wanted to let you know I'm never too busy for your referrals. What do you guys think? Pretty good from an AI, right? Right? So you don't have to say it that way. You can say, I am so excited I just got my real estate license. Or I'm so excited I've been in real estate 3 months now and I've gotten my first appointment. Depends who you're talking to, right? How personal you can get. Then number 2, monthly value educational emails, 12 of them. And they tell you what to do, just the way I did in my worksheet. January, annual home maintenance checklist. February, do-it-yourself budget-friendly home improvement. March, local community events roundup. 5, ask me anything. Answer common questions you're hearing about the market. May 6th, home safety tips, and it goes on. And you can export it to a Google Sheet right from here. Next, bi-weekly social media engagement. These are telling you what to post on social media. Holiday birthday touches. You can do happy birthday greetings and Thanksgiving or happy holidays greetings. Those are easy enough to do with text messaging with a turkey or something. It's Thanksgiving is next week. Key takeaways for the new agent. KW Command is your best friend. Utilize smart plans for quarterly calls and the design section for professional email and social media templates. But you don't even need to do that. You just go talk to your agent services, your marketing person at your office. In Fremont, it's Harshita. In Palo Alto, it's Sabrina. And in Oakland, it is Connor. Focus on value, not sales, and be authentic. And then it says, would you like me to help you draft a few of the monthly value email or phone call scripts? Yes. Now it's going to give you what to say. The check-in call. Hey, Bill, it's Stephen. I was just thinking about you and wanted to check in. I hope everything is going well. How's your job? How are things going in Napa? Whatever. The bridge, wait for them to answer. And if they ask you they might ask what you've been up to. You can tell you, I'm working hard building my real estate business with Keller Williams. It's challenging, but so rewarding. And then the ask, you always want to ask them if they know anyone that you can help or who do you know? So the way they wrote it here is, the reason I call my friends and families like this is simple. I'm never too busy for your business or more importantly, your referrals. If you hear of anyone, a friend, coworker, or family member who is thinking of buying or selling, would you feel comfortable sharing my name with them? What do you guys think of that? Could you say that? Would you be comfortable saying that or something like it to someone you are phoning? No matter what they say. Great. Well, I won't keep you. It was really good catching up. I'll talk to you again soon. And then you follow up immediately after a call by adding a note to your CRM, in your case, KW Command. Here's an example of the email. Already written for you. Just needs to be customized. See? So you can use AI even more sophisticated than that template I created because it will even give you more. I mean, you can ask it other questions, right? And it's asking you, what other touch point, like social media video script or a birthday template, would you like to practice drafting next? And so it'll allow you can keep having this conversation. It will also role play with you and pretend to be the person on the other end of the phone. You can do it with voice, not just with text on social media. On AI. one of the things that I've encouraged a lot of you to do is to make it about yourself and other passions in your life. We have an agent in our Palo Alto office who is a drummer, and he plays gigs and everything. And he has something on Instagram called Drummer Deal Day, where you can watch his little Instagram reel where he is using social media to promote his fact that he's a drummer for real estate, who helps drummers and other musicians find homes that are drummer friendly, so to speak. Now that's going beyond sphere of influence, but he is sort of tying his love from his other world to his real estate. So the more you can do that kind of a tie-in, the better, the more you're going to be unique and different, and it'll be powerful. It'll be very powerful. So I encourage you to think about how to use social media, how to use AI to come up with the plan. But before we get into that, even the best laid plans only work if you do them. No matter whether it's a business plan or whether it's a lead gen plan for sphere of influence or whether it's a marketing campaign on Instagram, it's only going to work if you do it. And many, many, many agents that I've coached don't do it. So since you guys are live with me in the room, what would get in the way of you putting into place your own sphere of influence campaign that we've talked about today? What would get in the way?
Other priorities,
Like what?
family.
Okay. So if the goal of being a real estate agent is to provide for your family, it's just like any other job, right? So if you have another job where you were earning an income, you would work at the job and then go home to the family. So one could argue that marketing is no different than that in the real estate world. So let's suppose, just for argument's sake, Patrick, that you have the time to do this as part of your real estate world. And you know that the number one way that agents get business is from marketing to their sphere. What would get in the way of you putting together your own plan, like the examples I've done today? What would stop you? Any ideas? Oh, sorry. Let me rephrase it. Are both of you committed to building your own marketing plan for your sphere?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So,
I think probably just not being consistent and committing.
yes, that's really the hard part because other things come up. There are distractions, and this takes a little bit of thought and effort, and it takes a little bit of planning. And nowadays it's easier than ever because of AI. But if you want this to happen, it can be incredibly powerful, guys. I sold this year so far 12 homes, and 11 of them were sphere of some sort or another. Past clients, referrals from past clients, people in my sphere, people referred from my sphere. That's almost every sale I did. Even the one sale that was not sphere was a past client referral. It was the next door neighbor. I represented a seller referred by my other seller who I helped her to buy the house 10 years ago. So I was representing her selling her house, and she introduced me to her next door neighbor, and they let me sell their house. So that's a sphere of influence referral too, past client sphere. So now I'm at a point in my career where now I have a very active plan. My plan includes 12 postcards a year at about $500 a month, because I have about 400 names in my sphere right now. Close sphere. I know way more people, but people I were willing to invest in sending them a mail right? About 400. And then I do 3 times a month, I do a email blast to thousands of people. And then I do just listed postcards. I do 3 or 4 homebuyer workshops every year, webinars, and I promote them. And that involves a bunch of emails reminding them to sign up for the event, right? I also do trade shows. So that's a not going beyond the that's my whole plan. That's not this sphere of influence. The sphere of influence plan is 3 emails and the postcard, and just listed emails and just listed emails and um promotion of the events that I do to get new people. So when I have a home buyer workshop or I have a resource fair, very often the people who come to it, how did they find out about it? They're strangers to me. Someone in my sphere forwarded the email. So marketing to your sphere can be very, very powerful, but you do need to get it set up. And I'm at a point where it runs almost automatically. I have to choose the content of I work with a marketing person that I get from the company here. And we design the postcard every month, or they send me a template and I edit it and fix it up for the postcard. And then the same with the emails. I don't worry that someone might unsubscribe anymore. You know, I remember when I first started and someone would unsubscribe, I'd take it really personal. Like, whatever, right? I had to get over myself. Not everyone's interested, and that's okay. I've had past clients, after I've sold them the house, they don't want to get my marketing anymore. That's okay. I'm still going to call them once every 3 months and check in, offer to buy them a cup of coffee. I want to know how my past clients are doing in the house. I actually have campaigns separate from my sphere marketing, post-sale, smart plan, and for both buyers and sellers to stay in touch with the past clients and remind them of things that are important to them as new homeowners. That might be helpful, and to stay in touch. Things that are important to previous sellers as well. So, all that being said, Jay or Karina, do you guys have anything to say? Any comments or any questions?
Not at the moment, but you did a very good job reminding us what to do.
I don't hear anything. You're muted, Karina.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Oh, no, you did a very good job to remind us what we need to do daily, so which is great. Thank
Good.
you.
Good. All right. So, before we end, I want to practice a role play. So, I got 2 people in the room here, Patrick and Sharon. And so we're going to create a scenario, and it's a sphere of influence scenario, and you're going to have a conversation. So Patrick, you are the new agent, and Sharon is a cousin, and you're at a family event, say a birthday party, and you run into Sharon. Go.
Hey Sharon, it's been a while since we've seen each other. How you been doing?
I'm good, you know, busy with work and family and holidays coming. So I'm excited to see family.
Oh, good.
How are you doing?
Oh, I've been doing well. I had a change in career. I'm a realtor now, and I'm excited of the new challenges here, and I'm looking forward to the opportunities that they'll bring to me. And if you know of anyone, or if you're interested in buying, selling, or investing, feel free to contact me. I'd love to talk to you or whoever, and go from there.
How's the business?
Well, I'm at the learning phase right now, but like I said, it's exciting and challenging, and I'm learning more about the real estate business right now, and I'm hoping to share what I know to you or whoever you may bring to me.
All right, I'm going to stop it there. First of all, I don't know if Jay and Karina could hear you, but Patrick did a really good job. A couple of comments. First of all, it's easy when you're live in it's easier than what we're going to do next. But anyway, so here's the thing. Do not be passive. I have 2 bits of advice. I think you did great. There's nothing wrong with what you did. 2 areas for improvement. Do not be passive with the ask. Don't back into it. So if you know anyone, let me know. Don't do that. The question is, so as I'm launching this career, as you can imagine, I'm trying to build clients. Who do you know right now that has got a housing situation that I could help them? Even rental, somebody looking for a rental, somebody needing to move for some other reason. Who do you know that I should speak with in your world? Be a little more assertive and ask it not as a yes/no question. Okay. The second thing is, even if you're feeling like an imposter and feeling like you don't know anything, don't communicate that. So when she asked you, how's the business? You hesitated a little bit. And I know why. It makes perfect sense. But another approach you might try is, oh, it's great. I can't believe how much I am learning. I can't believe how many amazing individuals there are in this business who really just want to help other people. I mean, I am also learning about how AI is going to make it so much easier for home buyers in the future. Do you know what I mean? You want to come at it positive, positive, positive. You don't want to betray your lack of confidence. Does that make sense, Patrick?
Yes.
But I think you did great. Okay, so now we're going to reverse it. And now, Sharon, you're the agent. And Patrick is your friend from college. And he knows you really well, but you haven't talked for 5 years. You're going to telephone him because he's old school, and you know he'll see your name and he's going to pick up. You're pretty sure. I mean, you weren't dating or anything, but you were friends, right? You went to same classes, you had mutual friends. He knows you, but he hasn't heard from you for a long time. All right, that's the scenario. Go. Wait, he hasn't picked up yet. Say ring, ring.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, Patrick. This is Shirin from college. Do you remember we took that class together?
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, how's it going? Long time no talk.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, don't let her off the
Oh,
hook.
okay.
What did you ask?
No. He was about to ask you a question.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's been a long time since we've seen each other. What can I do for you?
There you go.
No, I'm just calling to see how have you been? Are you still living in San Francisco?
Oh no, actually, I live in Newark. Why do you ask?
No, I'm just curious. I was going to be in town next week, and I thought maybe we can catch up and just talk and see how you've been doing. So are you still doing the product manager,
Uh,
program manager?
So.
no, actually, I'm in real estate. Yeah. I'm retired now, and just spending time with my wife and my daughter and stuff like that. Just enjoying each other's company.
Yeah, that must have been nice. I actually just started a whole new career. I'm in real estate now.
Oh, nice. How's that going?
You know, it's going great. I just started a few months ago, so there's lots of learning. It's amazing to see how many amazing agents are out there trying to help people. And yeah, I'd love to tell you more when we meet, but in the meantime, this real estate business thrive a lot on clients. So if you know anybody that needs any kind of house keys, whether they want to rent or buy or sell, feel free to give them my contact and send them my way.
Oh, sure. Actually, my wife and I are empty nesters, and just the two of us at our house. This might be a great opportunity where we can talk, and maybe you can help us out with downsizing.
Oh yeah, let's meet if you have time next week. I'm gonna text you and come up with a date.
I'm open.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna stop it there because I think you got your appointment. I wasn't expecting you to get an appointment. So that was really good because you were under a great deal of pressure in the moment, thinking on your feet. It would have been okay for you to let him be the realtor too. Because then you go down a different path and you say, oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm a new realtor too.
Yeah,
That's so cool. And you know, I know. And then he could have said, where do you work? Where do you work? Oh, we got to get together and talk about our brokerages. You know, you should come to mine. It's the best one. You know what I mean? You could have all kinds of fun with that. So be ready for unexpected responses. I think you did very well. I think you focused on let's get together and have a cup of coffee. It's been a long time because you haven't talked to the guy for 5 years. You don't want to ever give the impression that you're only in there to get the lead, right? You're trying to reconnect, right? And over time, you're going to nurture that relationship and hopefully be of benefit, as it turned out, of benefit to have that reconnection.
Definitely.
How do you think she did, Patrick?
Well,
I think she did well too. Don't be afraid to call strangers. It's tough because I put you on the spot. You didn't have any time to prepare. You did very well. I thought you did really well. And you asked for the business. There are a lot of people who play this game. Anyway, you did great. Okay. But this is what it's like, right? You want to nurture relationships and rebuild them if necessary. And the business will come. If you talk to enough people, the business will come. We see it over and over and over and over again. Just keep talking to people. So anyway, that's all I had for this. There is a QR code on the screen so that you can get a copy of the presentation I did. If you want a copy of this slide deck, you don't need to. You take a picture of it and then you can have a copy of the slide deck. And next week, I'm going to be teaching a class. I didn't do the class review next week, but next week, I think it's on Tuesday. I'm going to be teaching a class on CMA, how to do a good CMA. We're going to workshop it. You're not here.
no,
Yeah, I think that's next week. Anyway,
I
guys,
need that.
did you take your QR code thing?
Yes.
I don't know if it's on Tuesday. All right. Thank you everybody for being here. I'm going to stop the sharing and I'm going to stop the Zoom. Thank you, Karina, for joining us as well.
Thank you very much for today's class.
You're welcome. Thank you. And we will see you